to my YouTube channel. Is it channel or video? I don't know. But yeah, this is something that I've wanted to do now for such a long time. And anyone who knows me or has known me for a little while know that I've always wanted to do YouTube, but I've never had the courage to actually do it. So I thought there's no time like the present while we're all in quarantine. I thought I might as well just give it a go. Like, I don't even know if any of these clips or the videos are going to be any good or whatever, but I just thought I'd give it a go. And yeah, so I do get quite a few questions sometimes from girls about how look at me thinking that I get loads of messages off girls asking how I do my makeup. I don't. I get the odd question, but yeah, how I achieve a glowy bronze makeup look. I've always loved makeup. I've always been into makeup. I recently uploaded a picture on my Instagram. If I'm any kind of edit genius, I'll try and put the picture on screen now. And I got a few questions from girls about how I get my makeup looking so bronzed and glowy, so I thought I'd put together a little tutorial for you. And yeah, I'm all about on a budget. Everything that I use in this video is drugstore makeup. I don't use anything over the price of like £16–17. I really don't believe sometimes in splurging on makeup, because we do literally just wipe it off at the end of the day. But I thought if I put this tutorial together, maybe occupy someone while they're bored at home, I don't know. And yeah, so I'll get going with the tutorial now. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, this is basically just the products I use and everything like that. I do think that drugstore is where it's at the moment. I know that majority of my makeup is drugstore. So yeah, I'll get into the video. I'll stop blabbering on and get into the video because I'm probably all boring you lot. Okay, so first things first, I go in and prep my skin ready for makeup. My face is washed and moisturised, and I literally just go in and use the Vitamin E skincare cream, the Moisture Boost Facial Serum by Superdrug, as my primer. I've completely gone off primers, and I feel like this is the best for me and works best on my skin. And then for foundation, I'm going in with the L'Oreal True Match in the shade Golden Sun. For me, this is the most amazing drugstore foundation that I've ever used in my life. It completely beats MAC Face and Body for me, and it is literally a quarter of the price. Okay, and then for concealer, I don't know how I've done this, but I've bent the top of the lid of the concealer and it won't go on properly. But I'm using the Last and Matte Rimmel Concealer in the shade Fair Ivory. I just use this to kind of lighten my foundation, lighten my skin back up again, because obviously the foundation was quite dark, but I do tan, so it kind of works. And then I put it down the centre of my nose, in the middle of my forehead, in the centre of my chin. This helps with sort of like a reverse contour effect. And then I take the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C5. This is more my normal colour, and I just go in and tidy up and cover up any blemishes of mine that I feel like needs a bit more coverage. I do get a lot of hormonal spots, like around my chin and mouth area, so I always like to cover them up and give them just a bit of extra coverage. And then to blend everything in, I'm just using the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I definitely prefer using a beauty blender over brushes, but that is just literally personal preference. Okay, so next step is powder. I'm going in with the No7 Perfect Light Loose Powder in the shade Translucent. I feel like this is a perfect dupe for the L'Oreal Mercier Translucent Powder. It is literally, I think, about £11, and I just take it underneath my eyes. I try and do like a baking kind of scenario with this. I literally put it down the sides of my nose to kind of create obviously that contouring look. I like to make my nose appear a little bit smaller, so that is why I do it.
and then I go ahead and put bronzer on top afterwards. But yeah, I literally only powder the places that I feel like gets oily, around my mouth, on my chin, in the center of my forehead. The same places that we put concealer really is where I put the powder. I do not put powder all over my face. And then I take it underneath my jawline as well, just to help minimize my massive chubby cheeks. Okay, so I'm looking kind of crazy at the moment, but I leave that on to bake and do its job, and I go in with bronzer. I literally used to use a Real Techniques brush, but I found this dupe of a brush that I'm using here in Home Bargains, because I ruined my Real Techniques one. So I thought I'd just try this one, and it is just as good. It was literally £3, and I go in with the Natural Bronzer by Rimmel London, again in the shade Sun Bronze. I also use another one of their bronzers as well. I think it's slightly a little bit darker, but I literally go ham on this. Like, I take it all around my face, underneath my jawline. I try and create the cheekbones that I wish I had, and yeah, I just keep blending. I think that is definitely the most important thing about contouring. You have to blend. I hate seeing lines on my face, like I just can't deal with it. So I go in and I blend and I buff everything together. This massive buffer brush I'm using is also from Home Bargains. It's kind of like in the same range as the other one, and I literally go in and buff it all together. I do love a really bronze face. Some people might not want to use as much bronzer as what I use, and that's fine, but yeah, I just love a bronzed look. I also go in on top of that with a tiny bit of blush. It is the Maxi Blush by Rimmel London. And then before I do anything else, I go in with the Morphe Luminous Setting Spray. This is the best setting spray I've ever used in my entire life. It makes my skin look like skin again after using so many powders, and it is definitely amazing. Okay, and then for highlight, I go in with one by Wet n Wild in the shade MegaGlow. I use this on a fan brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I just put it on the high points of my face. I love a lot of highlight. Not many people will kind of like to use this much highlight, but for me it helps my skin look glowy, radiant, and I just love it. It's a step that I will never miss out. I also put it in the inner corners of my eyes as well to give them a bit more of a pop and to make me look more awake. Okay, and when it comes to my eyebrows, I literally just give them a brush through. If I was to use any product on them, it would be the Eyelaw brow pencil in dark brown. But I recently looked back at old photos of myself, and I used to draw my eyebrows on so much. They were just always so harsh looking, and I hated it. So I literally, all I do now is I tint them at home. I brush them up, I keep them trimmed, keep them looking quite bushy and thick, and I literally just run through them with a bit of brow gel. I feel like eyebrow tinting for me is the way forward, and I do it at home. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, and it saves so much time in my makeup routine. So when it comes to my eyes, I literally use the same bronzer that I used all around my face, and I go in with Zoeva 224 Luxe Define Crease Brush, and I use that on my lid, and then underneath I take the Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shader, and I just run it underneath my waterline as well. It just helps my eyes look so much more open, so much more blue, and yeah, it is a step that I definitely do love. And boom, just like that, your girl has mascara on. Why do I think I'm funny? I'm so not. I go in on my lips with a Lasting Finish by Rimmel London in the shade 1000 Kisses, and I overline my little lips as much as I can, and then I go in with a MAC lipstick. I mean, I know I said I was doing it all drugstore, but I do love a MAC lipstick, and that is in the shade Cherish. And then I go in with a Rimmel gloss on top. This is one of the Oh My glosses. It's amazing. It's enriched with argan oil and it's just in the shade Crystal Clear. I go on top with that to just give me a natural nude lip. It is my favourite lip combo at the moment. And then just one quick last spritz of the setting spray, and then that is all done. That is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching. I am so happy to be finally putting this out there. Please let me know what you want to see next. Spread the love, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.